Hi, hello and welcome back to a new video, also the start of a new drawing. So as you can see, I'm going to be doing a cat next. This is a picture on my iPad. I will be sharing the reference photo and the line drawing and everything else you would need for this drawing as well. So I will share all that. So just move that out of the way. I've got my Grafix drafting film and it's matte both sides. Of course you don't need to use that one. If you're following along with my drawing, you can use whatever surface you want. However, if you are going to be using paper, the techniques will be slightly different to what I'm doing on this surface. So again, that's your choice. So yeah, I've got the Grafix drafting film, I've got the line drawing underneath. This is what I do now. I put the drawing underneath so it doesn't interfere with the film, and it just keeps it clean. And if I want to rub out anything of the line drawing, I can just lift the film up, as you can see. I've then got the white paper underneath. Well, it's basically card kind of paper. It's just a nice flat white surface, and it just helps us see the drawing coming along. Obviously the film's transparent, so you do need some sort of backing behind it. So the way I get my line drawings, I was going to put my light box on and show you. I've got a printout here, and this one's actually the wrong size printout. I've got a smaller one, but it's still the same process. But so yeah, I do a printout, and I then put the transfer or the tracing paper down, and then I literally just draw. Obviously my box isn't working. I'm trying it again. It doesn't seem to be working, my light box this morning, so can't really show you properly, but I think you get the idea. So you just use a graphic pencil. I'm just using a HB pencil, I think it is, just a standard, nothing special. And then you can just trace around. I tend to with the printout, I tend to do it's not a very good printout, to be honest, but I tend to lighten it when I'm printing so you can see a bit more detail. And obviously with this cat, I don't know if the camera could pick up, but you've got a lot of fur direction changes around the nose area. You've got them going all off in different directions, so we need to get them in on the drawing to make it look realistic. And so yeah, I think that's all I need to really mention. I will put down the pencils that I use in each video, because they may change slightly, especially at the beginning of the drawing. I don't actually know what colours I'm going to be using at this moment in time. I have a rough idea, of course, but until I get started I can't really put them down. But yeah, I'll put them in individual videos so you can see what I'm using. And of course you might want to use your own colours, but that's again your choice. I just like to share with you what I do and how I draw on drafting film, and just record it and show you. So I think that's all I need to say. If I have missed anything else, please do ask in comments, and I'll get back to you. I'm quite good at replying. And yeah, I think we can now get started with the drawing. Right, okay, I think I'm ready to start drawing. I've got my drawing at a 40 degrees angle, so that seems to be comfortable for me, but obviously everyone's different. So it's just trying to get the light in okay, and getting set up. So okay, I think we're there. I just thought of another thing as well in the introduction. Another reason why I like to do the line drawing underneath the film is, if you make a mistake and you need to rub it out, it doesn't take the pencil out underneath, obviously. So it's just a tip that I've learned. So you know, because you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, and it's just nice to rub it out, and then you've still got the drawing underneath. So that's just something else I thought I'd share with you. So anyway, let's stop nattering and get on with this lovely drawing. I'm going to go with the sepia, dark sepia in the Polychromes range, and I'm going to start with the outside of the eye, like I always do. Get the correct shape of the eye, and then we can start filling it in and having some fun. I do actually need my kitchen paper as well, just to rest my hand on to keep the film clean. And let's get going. So we've got the dark sepia here, and I'm just going to get the shape of the eye in first. I'm just using gentle pressure because that's all that's needed, to be honest, just to get the shape first. So something like this, it's quite important to get the shape right, so do keep looking back at the reference photo. Obviously you want them to both be the same size as well. Okay, that looks okay. I've just got the corner of his eye there. I'm just going to gently put that in as well because that's quite dark. So I'm just getting the shapes in at the moment just to get the feel of the drawing, and okay, I'm quite happy with the shape of that already. Right, I'm going to fill in the outer side of the eyeball there. I've got the cinnamon here again in the Polychromes range. Now I did have a lovely lady mention to me it would be good to mention alternative colours. I would suggest going online, and I think her name's Karen Hole. She does conversion charts for different colours. That would be definitely a good thing to go and have a look at. I'll try and leave the link in comments so you can check that out, but I'm pretty sure you can download a PDF file. As I say, it's Karen Hole, and that's the conversion chart. There's probably others as well online as well, but I will try and mention alternative colours where I can, and I will try and keep it as simple as I can. So yeah, this is the cinnamon in the Polychromes, and I'm just going to fill in the outside. I'm just using very light pressure. I'm just using small movements just to get an even coverage. Even this early on in the drawing, it's just nice to keep it nice and supple, soft. Okay, and then this tapers off down the bottom. Put a bit down there as well while we've got the colour. Okay, right, so I'm going to continue with doing a bit more on the outside of the eye, get a bit more contents of the shape of the eye, and then we can start working in the middle. I've got a primrose here, just a creamy colour. You could maybe use the ivory in the polychromes. I mean, it's reasonably similar. I was actually going to go with the brown ochre, but I'm going to go with the primrose. So you know, you don't have to use exactly the same colour. There are choices there. You know, so anyway, I'm going to go with the primrose here, and I'm just going to start doing the base colours of the fur around the eye. Something there, that's it. Bit of pencil dust. Okay, just making sure that you go in the direction of the fur as well, even at this stage. Okay, and then here it sort of comes over the lip and down. And then it just sort of comes straight across. So I'm doing it quite roughly at the moment. Okay, I think the next colour I'm going to go for is a terracotta. Get some orangey colours in. So I've got the terracotta in the polychromes, and I'm just gonna, got this line here, so I'm just going to start putting some fur lines in. I went over there a bit. Okay, and then it stops there. Put on some down the bottom here. That's my dog walking around, by the way. I'm not going to take that right up there. Okay, now I need some sort of reddy colour now, so I'm thinking I might be going with caput mortuum violet. Let's have a look. Get my trolley of pencils over. Okay, so I found my caput mortuum violet, and I'm just going to put some of this around the outside as well. go with the India red up there as well. So I'm still trying to work out the best colours. So I've got the India red. I think that will work quite well with the violet. I'm going to get the cinnamon back. I'm just going to fill in this top part of the eye here, the lid. I'm just putting a bit more pressure on just to put a bit more colour down, because it's quite dark up the top here and it does still need to be darker. Okay, let's go back to the violet, the caput mortuum, and I'm just going to go over that cinnamon as well a bit, just to darken it up. It still needs to be darker. We might revisit it once we've got the eye in. Let's do a bit of this violet down on the bottom part as well. And that's going off into the fur. Okay, I'm going to use that on the middle, on the inside, sorry. It always takes a little while to get into a drawing and get the feel for it. And then obviously in there it's a lot darker. Clean that off a little bit there. Right, I'm going to work a bit more. I'm going to work on the inside of the eye now. The outside would be needed to be revisited, but I think once we've got the colour of the inside of the eye, and we get a bit more context of the outer side of the eye and the colours, if that makes sense. I know what I mean. But anyway, I'm going to start with the black. I'm going to do the top of the eye where it's very dark, so I've got the black polychromes. Okay, I'm going to get the dark sepia back for the bottom part. Oh. trying to get the right angle and do it so you can see what I'm doing. Let's do this middle bit as well. It's quite dark in there. So I'm just going back and forth to get the dark sepia in. We've got like a white line going down there, but I'm going to worry about that in a bit. Okay, let's concentrate on there. So I've got some pencils ready. I think as a base layer, I'm going to go with the earth green. Quite a light greeny colour, well, earthy green. And I'm going to use that first. I'm just going to fill this in on the bottom part. I need to get quite an even cover as well, so I'm just going round in circles. I've got quite a sharp pencil, but not to the point where it will just break. But sharp enough to be able to get enough pigment down, and evenly as well. I'm also leaving a little white gap on the bottom. I'm doing that deliberately, and then I can put another little line in. Okay, then we've got this little wiggly line here. Okay, so I'm just going around in circles just to get an even, smooth texture. Okay, before we go any further, let's get the eyeball in. So I've got the dark indigo in the Polychromes, very good to use for eye work. So we've got, let's hopefully you can see the line drawing underneath. We've got two catch lights in this part of the eye. This is where it takes a bit of concentration, because you want obviously both eyes to match, so it takes a bit of time. I'm just putting this catch light in here and then fill that part of the eye ball in, or pupil rather. Okay, I think that's looking okay. Yeah, right, let's move on to the next colour. What's this one I've got now? The green gold. Now I thought this was a good match for the colour of this eye. So this is the green gold. Let's see how it lays down. So I'm going to go over the earth green, do pretty much what I've just done. Right, so here it's a bit lighter, so I'm not going to cover it there. So as I say, looking at the reference photo, this is when you need to start concentrating a bit more. My little dog's snoring in the bed now, underneath my table where I am. Let's see if there's a little line here between both of the reflections. So I'm going to take that down there. Okay. Right, let's do. Let's have a think about this. I think I'm going to go with the brown ochre this time. Now, this is again with the polychromes. I'm just going to start filling the outside in. So this is the brown ochre. And then up here it's a lot darker, as you can see. And bring it all the way down here as well. Okay, and then let's get that other line in there. I'm going to go back to the sepia, dark sepia. I'm just going to get that very fine line in along the bottom. Okay, let's go back with the brown ochre again. Burnt ochre, sorry, not brown ochre, it's the burnt ochre. Sorry about that. So yeah, just use a bit more of this burnt ochre. And there's a bit on here. So I'm just filling up on the bottom here. I'm just going on the top line here with the burnt ochre in places. So I'm just building up these colours now. Okay, and while we've got this, we've got a bit coming down here. She's having a right snore. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Okay. I think another addition would be good, would be the burnt sienna. Okay, let's come down here as well, this side. I don't want to bring it all along on the bottom part here because it's not all the way, just in areas. I'm going to bring that down the centre here. I've missed that bit there as well. I don't quite know why. Just going to go back to the green gold. Just going to fill in this bit of a useless line that was added there. I don't know why. Burnt ochre. I've got the burnt sienna here. Okay. Right, let's get the, let's just blend that as much as we can on the film. I've got the cold grey one, so I'm just going to go into the dark indigo with the cold grey one and just merge it a little bit. I'm just going to come out to the rest of the eye as well. You know, you can't really blend too much on the film, but you can at least soften the lines a bit. So if you're working on paper, you've got an advantage with the blending part anyway. Okay, right, I'm going to go with the black now and fill in the pupil. Hopefully it's sharp enough. So I'm using quite a lot of, well, not a lot of pressure, but more pressure than normal, just to get the black in. Of course, you can work on the reverse side if you needed to as well. Okay, so we've got the pupil in there. Right, just thinking what's next, what would be a good colour now. I'm going to add some yellow in now. So I've got the light yellow ochre, again in the Polychromes, just to give a bit more of a yellow tone, which will work well with the green. So I'm going in lines more now, just to start getting the feel of the eye. And you get these lines, don't you, in eyes, so I'm trying to achieve that with a pencil by going in that direction, if that makes sense. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of. Okay, and then in this corner here it's quite yellowy. I'll bring that down here as well, sitting on top of the burnt sienna. I'm going to take that up to the pupil as well, actually. Okay, go back to the earth green just to put a bit more colour in this bit here, just to put a bit more in. Get that a brush. Okay, let's start darkening the outside up of the eyeball. I think walnut brown might be a good option. I think dark sepia might be a bit too dark. Let's have a look. So I've got the walnut brown. Okay, then down here it needs to be darker as well. In this corner. Pencil dust there, and then we've also got the eyelashes reflections in the catch light there as well, which we'll add shortly. Go back to the burnt sienna. Where's that go? I've got the burnt sienna here. bit awkward. I've got the light right on it, so it's it's a bit of a challenge to see it properly, so I'm having to move around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, bring that a bit more down here beside the pupil. So I'm putting like some lines in, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to put some colour in that now because it's looking a bit odd. So I'm going to go the grey, the cold grey one. And I'm just going to fill in these white areas so it's got something in. Okay. And then let's have a look. We need like a bluey colour. I'm going to try Delft blue again in the Polychromes. It's a purpley blue. I'm not going to fill the whole area up. It's such a small area. I can always take a bit out with the rubber, and I'm going to lightly go over this one as well. Okay, I'm going to get the cold grey one back. Okay, we've got something in there now. And then also we need to do the eyelashes reflections, but we'll do that last, I would think. I'm going to go back with the dark sepia. And I'm going to really darken up these edges now. Okay, that's starting to come to life a bit more now. Okay, let's darken up this bottom line. I think that's worked quite well. we're pretty much getting there now. Just got the burnt ochre again. I'm just blending all these colours together as much as I can on the film, of course. And then we do a bit more work on the outside of the eye, darken it up. I think we've got the colours set anyway for the second eye. The first one always takes longer. Put a bit this side. We do have a reddish line coming down the corner here. Let's go with the India red. I just need to put that into my pencil extender. It's a very small pencil now. Let's just put him in there. So I've got the India red, and we've got this little squiggly line I want to put in. Okay, while I've got this reddish colour, I can put a bit more in. Lots of colours are going into this eye, but as long as we get a good result, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I want to get these reflections in now. I was thinking of the burnt sienna, but I don't think that's going to be... Let's go with the walnut brown. I'm going to sharpen that up. I'm just going to take the nib off. I don't want it too sharp and break off, so it's quite sharp, and we need to get these reflections in, so I'm not going to be too fussy. It's just eyelashes, or the reflections of. That's pretty much all we need there, I think. Let's get the burnt sienna and just put a bit of that in as well. I don't think that's really made much difference, to be honest. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back to the black and darken the pupil up a bit more. I'm going to try something else. I've got my mono rubber here. I don't know if it's going to be too big, but I just want to do a bit more of a catch light there. Where's my black? I just want to add a bit more burnt sienna here, just at the bottom of his pupil there. That's it. Okay, let's get this area done. So I'm going to go back to the cinnamon. Just fill that in. And then the caput mortuum violet. I'm going to leave a bit in the corner there. The little light bit there. And then while I've got the caput mortuum violet, I'm going to start darkening the outer part of the eye. I'm just going round in circles to get a good coverage. Okay, and then it gets lighter coming down here. Okay, and then again it's lighter down this bit. Okay, let's come down the bottom. It's a bit lighter down here. I'm going to go over the cinnamon as well, but I'm doing it very lightly. Okay, let's get the rubber, get that tipper clean. We're pretty much there. Let's give it a bit more of a light there. Take a bit more here. Just lightening some areas. So I'm not taking all the pencil off, I'm just using this pencil to lighten some areas, just for highlights. Okay, then we could probably just finish off with a Pablo white. Oh, that's handy, mine's quite sharp. And I'm just gonna do the outlines of the catch lights just to tidy it up a bit. And I think that's pretty much it.